Hello, the game has started. It's me to go first. This looks pretty close to a bingo, but do I have one? I'm one tile away from bare fit and vibrate. I can't see a bingo with this rack. I therefore want to jettison the F, and I could play bereft. And the alternative to that would be to play fab, keeping tree. I think I'll go with the higher scoring option. Bereft 30. That's a pretty good pickup. I can't see a 7 with this rack. I draw the second F. I'm looking at the E's in bereft to see if I have an 8. That looks pretty close to a bingo. I would need another E for federals. Well, I'm not seeing an 8. Let me consider the consonants on offer. Well, no joy there either. So I'm looking to get rid of the F, one of the A's, and I guess the D isn't doing an awful lot, so could probably benefit me more by scoring, and L and R together aren't great. But flad is not a word. But I could play fad in rows G or I, overlapping the first two letters in bereft. Now, a couple more floaters to consider. Can't see anything with the G, although I've got flag. What about the L? Well, I've got fall, but with rads, can't see anything there. Now, my fad spots remains available. I'm wondering if I've got a word which ends AF rather than AD. Can't see one. I think I'll play above bereft to develop the top left of the board to keep the board open. Fad 22. Duplicate 1-point tiles, often problematic. Close to, well, I would have Rizaldars through DA, but it's DE on offer in column 9. Can't see a 7 here. The T is the most promising floater, but I can't see anything there either. So this is going to be a tricky rack to deal with. However, I've got 2 S's, so I may be able to use one of them to bump up my score. Bereft doesn't take an S. This rack is certainly too good to change. My I can go in front of the F. My opponent provides nothing, but is still behind, which is good. Only my S can go after ABBA. Ristra is good, but that doesn't get doubled. I'm looking in column 13. Now I could play trials or trails. 14 points, keeping RS. Providing some pretty useful floaters for my opponent. Now, I don't have anything which goes in front of ABBA, so I don't have anything great running across the top here. D takes an I in front. I could play LIS, not great. I could play 3, 16 points, which is 2 points better than trails, and I think this rack leave is better than RS. But is this the best I can do? A bass takes an E at the end. But if my opponent plays in row K, they'll be providing openings for me. I have pillars. At the moment, that doesn't play anywhere, which is frustrating. I would have slip rail through an I. No I's available. I can't see anything through the T of bereft. I was hoping my opponent would provide somewhere for pillars, and they haven't. So annoying to have a bingo which doesn't play. Only 17 points for my opponent, so I still have the lead, which is good. I've got a scoring tile in the P. Am I absolutely sure there's nowhere for pillars? Yes. Okay, so where can my P go? Nothing goes in front of ABBAs. So I was thinking of a PI word, but that's where it would have to end. And I certainly want to get rid of one of the L's. Can't see anything down from the T. So what about increasing this ladder up towards the right? The trouble is the difficulty of playing off the L. Pryal's quite nice, but Lal isn't good. Now I could play Piler and a go. Rack leaves slightly ropey. It would be nice to play off the L as well. 16 points, pretty poor. Not giving too much away, however. So, is this the play? Well, I think it is my play. I have nitrils. And, I thought that did play then, but it doesn't play underneath the I. There's only 6 tiles to play with. No anagrams of nitrils. Can't see anything through the P or the T or the I. I think nitrosil through an O. I do have a scoring tile in the Y. So I could play Liney in column 13. That would score quite nicely. And finally split up the LR combo. The floaters, or the letters which go after Abbas, are E, H, K. And that's it, I think. Now, F is available as a floater, but I can't see a bingo. I've got the LY and ILY ending. I'm not sure about snortily. That might be an anagram of nitrosil. I can't see anything through the P. I've got 14 minutes left. My opponent's got 16. Still 60 tiles unseen. Is my opponent going to provide a spot for nitrils? Come on, you can do it. And if he doesn't, I've got Liney. I don't have a second choice. Maybe something down from the F. I'm not sure about fitly. I don't think Fernie is good with an I. I've got nothing which goes in front of Abbas, which is BC. Well, I do, though. I have the Y. However, not many words end IY, and nothing I've got. My opponent taking a while with their move. I could be about to be hit by a bingo. My opponent's just 40 points behind. Yep. Now, is there anywhere for nitrils? Nope. And do I have anything through the floating M or A? Can't see anything through the M. If there is something through the A, it will be pretty high probability. I've got Riently, but that's not a bingo. Okay, so I can't see anything there. I've still got my liney spot in column 13, and I'm inclined to play there. I am now behind, so I'd like to leave the floating M and A available. I think playing liney at D1, well, it's just not going to score very much. The M is the blank. Only 24 points. So this is going to be better. 30 points. I have tritons. So for the third move in a row, I have a bingo. Does tritons play anywhere? Liney hasn't opened the board up. Yes, it does, because view takes an S. Finally, my luck has changed. Tritons, and I think intorts is the anagram, but, well, I was going to say tritons is better. I'm not sure that's the case because there's still an X out there, so this is a 50-point ox spot. But I have a slight doubt about intorts. I know intorted is good. And anyway, I may draw the X. So tritons for 75. Just pausing in case there's an alternative spot for it, and I don't think there is. And I draw an E. I'm not sure if that's the first one I've seen since Bereft. It may be. Now, through another E, I would have unteamed and possibly unmeted. Ouch, my opponent does have the X. However, if I'd played in torts, maybe he would have had a 5-letter play ending IX. But not to worry, I'm only 18 points behind. Is there a 7-letter play here? If there is, it may play in row K. I'm wondering about unmeted with 1E. I think tenendum is good. Through an N. Can't see anything with the F. Or this T. I've got the beginning. Nothing through the T or the V. Now, I have the M for score. Where does that play? I don't want to open the board up massively. I don't need to. I'm only a little bit behind. Now, one of my E's can go between M and IN. Nothing goes between A and TI. Well, that isn't going to work out. I can't see a good play there. Him is good. But LE and LU aren't, so that's no good. Agone is good, so I have got ME. Okay. Now maybe I should play in row K. Can't see a great play there. A play of MEU. Well, I could do that here. Keeping a pretty good rack leave. I am opening up column 1, but only for a 4-letter word, which isn't going to score very much, and it may distract my opponent from row K, and I've got an E for a bingo ending in E. Unfortunately, there isn't a spot for ED ending words. Yeah, I think I will go with this. Well, I don't have a 7-letter bingo ending in E. I don't have a 7-letter bingo at all. I'm 6 points behind. My opponent's on turn. I've got a scoring tile in the H. Can't see anything beginning with the F or the T. This just doesn't look particularly promising. So I'm looking to play off the H and an O. And I note that ETH is good, so I could play O and F. O isn't particularly dangerous in column 1. And the rack leave of toned is quite nice. Great. Only 19 points for my opponent, so he's not zooming away. And I still like O. I could play Who. 19 points. Well, this is a lot more. And the O isn't a massive impediment to this rack. It's probably fairly neutral. I draw the Q. No F for it on the board. I may need to change here. Not a great time to change when you're neck and neck. It gives the momentum to your opponent. However, if I don't play the Q, it is simply going to act as a drag on my rack. Only 3 I's and 2 U's to come. I mean, even if I had one of those tiles, there's nowhere great to play. And if column 1 isn't taken by my opponent, I don't have anything great beginning with the O. Deer takes an E. So there is a 7-letter lane beginning EN in row K, as well as the left-hand lane ending E. I'm just looking around in case I've overlooked a funky Q spot. Ooh, wow, that's a good score for my opponent. So let me change. Do I keep dent or just end? I think I will keep dent to keep the 2 more vowels, 2 more consonants than vowels. And there are no D's to come. Great. That is a nice looking rack. Surely I am going to be bingoing now. I have trident. Can't see anywhere for that. There's columns 4 and 5 for 9-letter plays beginning in and TI. So I've got the inter prefix. Now let me consider what my opponent's done. Raj takes an A. I don't think there's a 7 with the blank as an A. Just 8 minutes left and 21 tiles to come. I can't hang around here. None of my tiles go after Tsar. So what does go after Tsar? G, P. Well, none of these are going to work because I really need the blank to be a vowel. So trident, does that play anywhere? No. So what about with the blank as an O? Can't see anything. Blank as an E. Can't see anything. Blank as a U. Can't see anything. I've got the floating T. Can't see anything. Floating F. Nothing there. Trident doesn't play in row K. So what about these 9-letter spots? A word beginning in inter would leave D-E-N-T, D blank N-T. I don't think interdent is good. Interdental is. Can't see anything beginning T-I. So incredibly annoyingly, I don't get to bingo right now, and I was expecting to when I saw this rack. I may have overlooked a bingo, but with 7 minutes left, I can't spend any more time looking for one. Now, what about tranted? I think... that doesn't quite work. Tranted might be good, but again, that doesn't play anywhere. Intro in column 4. No. Okay. 3 A's to come. I'd like to keep hold of the E. So I'd like to play off the T, and I'm happy to play off the D. So is there anywhere for D and T which doesn't burn my E? I could play hint, and that is quite tempting because I've got a fantastic rack and there are bingo lanes underneath Raj in column 3, and it might freak my opponent out and he might play something miserable for just 12 points. Okay, well, I'm going to ignore column 15 for the moment because I think my opponent will block it. So, first of all, what do I have elsewhere? Do I have anything with the blank as an A? Do I have anything coming down column 3? Well, let me just find 7-letter words and see if they play. I've now got 2 vowels to play with, which is good. Haven't seen anything yet. Still nothing. Dortier, I think, is good. Does that play? No. Still nothing. Okay, my opponent has... Well, great, he's only got 24 points. Annoyingly, he hasn't opened a bingo lane. Is there something there? Daughters. Nowhere for that. Well, let me just go back because it's daughters and rodster. Nope, can't see anything there. Four minutes on my clock, 15 tiles in the bag. This is unbelievably annoying. This looks like there's probably a ton of bingos. Do I have anything beginning with the F? I've got the 4 prefix. Not quite forested. What about beginning with the T? Can't see anything. What about a word beginning inter? And I haven't seen anything, but let me just put this down. Int. Can't see anything there. What about intro? Can't see anything. 4 minutes on my clock. What about a word beginning TI? Can't see anything. Can't see anything blank A. What about something coming down here. So anything with the blank is a G. No. P. No. S. This is Rodster. And daughters. Neither works. 3 minutes on my clock. I'm 100 points behind now. Do I have? Yes, I think I have tortured. Great. Tortured for 68. Booties. Is there anywhere for that? Yes, there is, because a base, deer with an E, and is good. And my opponent is surely going to take out this triple, hopefully for 9 points or something miserable. And then I can play booties in row K. And take the lead. Now, what if booties is blocked? There's 3 A's to come. My opponent may play in row K, but surely he can't leave this D dangling. He must want to take that D out. Come on. Yes, fantastic. So, I've got booties for 83. I draw the Q, but I do have the I to go with it. I can see what my opponent's got. He hasn't got a bingo. I've got a lead of just 17 points. I can play chin and lie in column 14. Do I have an alternative spot for QI? QI and BI. Great. I am going to jettison the Q. I'm not going to score massively for it, and my opponent is going to have 2 turns, so this is going to be a very, very tight finish. I've got 3 minutes, which is enough with just 4 tiles. I need to find the best Q spot. And I guess I ought to try and be sure that I don't get stuck with the K, but I don't think I am going to be. So at the moment I've seen chi and bai and chin and lie. My opponent's got an I, so if I play chin here, he may get a nice score in column 15, but it's not going to be that nice. Only about 15 points. But he's only 17 points behind, and he gets 2 turns, plus he's likely to get 10 points on count back from me, or 12 points. Booties has fortunately stopped my opponent scoring massively or well using the Raja hook. There's a U here. But I haven't got a Q play through that. Where else can my Q play? And this could be crucial. I've got QI with the Eye of Towie. Gosh, if my K was an A, I'd have Kibler. Now, if my opponent can't go out... Well, if my opponent can't plays and then doesn't appear to have an out, I may get 2 goes. If that is the case, I may play the Q off second. Okay, he is going to go out. He has taken, well, that's a really good score, 28 points. He's now gone into the lead by 12 points. I think he's definitely going to win because Chin is 26 points, which takes me to 413. Well, let's have a look at this. He's only got the U, 26 points, 413. I'm 15 points up. He will get 12 on countback. He needs to score 3 with his U to draw, 4 to win. He can play come for 7. Okay, he may not spot that, but he probably will. He's got Tor for 5. So I need to score more than 26 for Chin. Can I do that? Two minutes on my clock. Chi and Gi's not going to score very much. My K can go after TA, but my opponent is certainly going out. So I really am just looking for a Q spot. If I'm stuck with the Q, then I definitely lose. And while I'm thinking about a play, my opponent can be scouring the board looking for the best spot for his U. However, there's no point in rushing this because at the moment I know Chin is a losing play. I think the problem is having the Q and the K. They just can't be played off together. But Quick and Quill, not good. No, I can't see anything better than Chin. But is there another QI spot on this board? QI and IP would be enough, I think. Talak is good. I don't have the tiles for that. Okay, I'm going to play Chin for 26. I've got K and L. I've got Co-L if my opponent doesn't go out, but surely he is. There's just so many spots for his U. Yeah. So he has to go out, otherwise I play Co-L if, for example, he phonies. But he's got 7 minutes to enjoy the moment. I don't think there was a better Q spot. Yeah, come for 7. Pass to end the game. And the final score, 413 to me, 417 to my opponent, a winning margin of 4 points. So well done to my opponent. A very close game. Let's see what I missed. So it was me to go first. Yep, no bingo here. I played Bereft. That looks fine. My opponent plays Glued. No bingo again here, but there is a play which ends AF, Daraf for 27. That's probably, well, Fad 22. Is ALRS 5 points better than LS? It may be. I think actually it probably is. And Fad provides fewer floaters. My opponent plays Day. Nothing here, nothing over 20 points either. This shows how problematic 1 point racks are. H12, Files. Yep, I played 3 for 16, keeping ALRS. Files probably slightly better. My opponent plays Hoa. I now have Pillars, nowhere for it. Pilar, A13. Okay, 23. What did I do? I played Pilar for 16, but not opening up row A, so I think Pilar is fine. Nice rack for my opponent, who plays Magnesic. Great, I didn't miss a bingo here. Nitrils is what I had, but nowhere for it. Oh, Trey in column 8 for 33, that looks nice. I played Liney for 30, which is also nice. RST versus ILNS. Probably not much between those, but I think Trey probably a slightly better play. My opponent plays View. And finally, I do have a bingo. I have a choice between Intorts and Tritons. I went with Tritons despite the X risk and got massively punished with Nyx. Just wondering if my opponent did have a play in column 2. Had I placed my I there? A 5-letter play ending IX. Not sure. Okay, so he plays Nyx. Wow, a basement. Where's that? Oh, down from Abbas. Very nice for 48 points. Unmetered. So I do have a bingo on my rack. Unmetered with 1E. Nowhere for it. What I do is Mew for 12. Keeping a fairly good rack lead. Well, a basement's certainly better. My opponent plays Cove. A 14 Hood. What do? I play O for 27. Yeah, and I like that. I like the rack leave. And that is great for my opponent. He's got a lot of clunky tiles. He plays a yes. I now have the Q, and I like changing it. The Q is worth -13, so although these plays look like it would be better to hang on to the Q, I just don't like doing it. Now, my opponent plays Raj for 39, and this is where he kicked into the lead with Yes, Raj, and Nix on back-to-back moves. Now, do I have a bingo here? No. Great, I didn't miss it, and nothing over 20. This was a really problematic rack. I played Hint for 8 to open the board up and keep a good rack leave. And I think that's fine. Most of these other plays burn through a lot of tiles. I was keeping something much better. Tanti, though, B5. Yeah, that was probably better, using the same tiles as Tint, but scoring a lot more points. My opponent plays Towie. And finally, I have a bingo, Tortured, and it was the only one, so delighted to have spotted that. Horrible rack for my opponent. He's only 33 points in the lead. He plays Padma. Now, I think my luck has changed because I have a bingo for 83 points, which takes me 17 points into the lead, but I draw the Q. My opponent plays Guinea, which is a nice play. And finally, Chin is the only, or is the best Q play on offer, so the game was lost, and my opponent's play of Come was best. So a really close end to the game. It was determined, I think, at the end by the final pickup, the Q, which I chucked back earlier, returning to wreak its revenge on me. As ever, there were better plays than the ones I made in the game, and I think Abasement is probably the best example of that. So I hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.